In this episode, I talk about communication, how I'm trying to improve mine, and maybe in a way that can help you improve yours.
This is how legends are made.
So today I wanted to do a video for me to remind myself of something, and it's about what I'm currently doing, and it's regarding the quit smoking service or the sessions. Not so much about the sessions itself, but more about me learning the best ways to get this to market. Now that's not going to be a business rant. This is a reminder that you can have a product, you have something you want to offer in some form, and you test it, not just with one offering or a bit of creative or distribution, but actually in a variety of ways. I've just come to reflect that, okay, you keep on testing, you keep on putting out the product or the offering you have in a variety of different ways. You see which channel works better, which kind of audience works better, if the creative needs to be something different, and you keep on testing. And that's the learning I'm going through right now, just understanding that maybe not everyone's on Facebook for who wish to quit smoking. Maybe they're more on Instagram, maybe it's more female than male, maybe different age groups respond better, maybe different creative responds better. And I don't know where this comes from, but maybe it's historic. It's the idea of putting something out there and just seeing if it sells, but not checking to see if actually the kind of, if we're looking at the ship analogy, if the little boat needs to be adjusted to be made larger, have bigger sails, or a different paint job on it. I am educating myself in how to step away from this, maybe an old paradigm of put an advert out and that's it, you walk away and watch it happen or not. Or at least an education in my experience to say you test, you market different things, you try different creatives to get and see what results you get. And you carry on doing that. It's about continuing to put different versions of the same thing out there and see what responses I get. Needing to understand, needing to accept that this takes a variety of ways. If one approach doesn't work, doesn't mean the product's wrong. The product's solid, but it's how we're then delivering it, how we're sharing it, how we're communicating it. If I'm communicating something, if we don't get the response that we expect, well, we sometimes just stop. And I think if we extend that into other parts of our lives, communication in generally, work, business, family or friends, often if we don't feel we've got the communication across clearly, we stop. We're far more used to that than to ask ourselves the question, how can I try and communicate this in a different way? What maybe I need to do to approach from a different angle? And that's in a way very much what I'm trying to do. But there's something inside there just to expand upon lots of theses that I talk about, which is about communication. And if we're not getting the response we're after, it's down to us to change. Back to the marketing side of things. If I'm not getting the response that I would like to see, then I need to say, well, it's not the market, it's not the people who are looking at it, it's me that needs to change. So if you're facing a situation when you're thinking that you need to improve your communication because it's not working for you, or you find that communication is a problem, I think it would be really worthwhile you just taking the time to think, actually, what could I change about my approach that might get a different response? Because if we stick with just one way, well, you only get one response, and it may be a negative one. So like I'm doing with my product and my marketing ideas, maybe bring this into your environment, work out what you could do differently. And I guess in a way you wouldn't expect me to throw one advert out there about quit smoking and think that's going to be fine, that'll be good enough. It's about testing and trying and see how the market responds, because that's the important part. That's the ones we want to kind of reach out to. But this is no different from how we reach out to friends or family or in a business environment when we're talking, does it? It's about the same thing. We're reaching out and we're hoping to get some response, and we'll work with what we're given back. So I think if anything at all, what I can come to is that the old habits we have of just saying something and believing it gets understood, or not wishing to change our approach if it's not, It obviously extends into other areas. We should just put an advert out and that'll be okay. The reality is, we need to change our approach, get different results. So from that conversation regarding what I'm doing in the business side in a way, hopefully there's still something you can leverage for yourself in there which might be useful. So take that with you, and if you've got any comments or questions, drop them in the comments and I will reply to every single one of them. Other than that, have a fantastic day wherever you are, and I'll catch you next time.
This is how legends are made.